entire corps has worked very hard preparing for this championship, and they are counting on me to lead them through the finest performance of the year. As drum major, I owe it to every member of the organization to be as thoroughly prepared as possible to handle every aspect of my job. Without a doubt, one of the most important aspects of being a drum major is the showmanship. This is usually taking all the other aspects into consideration and trying to perfect these. For instance, your marching style, your conducting style, and even your commanding style. You put all this together, and when it's on the field for that performance, you've got to present something to the audience. One of the most effective ways of achieving outstanding showmanship is by using the traditional signal baton or mace, which has always been a symbol of the drum major's authority and prestige. But the drum major must be careful not to overemphasize the importance of showmanship. His main function is still to conduct and command the corps, so his first responsibility is to develop these techniques. He must also develop good marching style and be able to teach this to the members of the corps. After meeting these obligations, if the drum major can also prove himself as an excellent performer, then he's on his way to becoming an outstanding drum major. Being a good field conductor requires much more than the ability to just wave your arms in time to the music. You should constantly strive to improve your complete understanding of the music. During a rehearsal, the drum major must know what he wants to hear. And if he doesn't get it, he should make the proper corrections. Sometimes a problem can be anticipated and solved by establishing eye contact and conducting directly to those involved with the problem. The style of conducting that I use on the field uses the same conducting techniques that are used in symphonic band or orchestra work. The main difference is that everything is exaggerated. Beat patterns are much larger, and so are the gestures for dynamics or expression. The question arises as to whether the drum major should incorporate showmanship into his conducting. Once again, his first obligation is to establish and maintain control of the tempo. But at times, if he can vary his style without endangering the corps' performance, then it can have a positive effect on both the audience and the performing ensemble. one of the most important things to convey to the corps members or the band members is to convey the mood of the music. The expression, the style, whether it is a march, a straight military march, then your conducting will be straight. You'll just have a standard beat pattern. If it is, say, jazz, you're going to want to get into it a little bit more. Body motions, and just get into the piece, what the music is saying. Whether it's soft, your expression will be a soft expression. If it is loud, then, you know, just a look in the eyes, a burning look in the eyes, right at the core. I want more out of you. The conductor will turn on a group with his actions, with his facial expressions, his beat patterns, his body motions. These things all end into getting a rapport between the drum major and the corps. When I'm excited, the corps will be excited. You must be able to know a little bit more about form and analysis as far as the conducting in order to get across the style that he wants. We have in our show a fugue, and it starts out with one voice, then I have to cue certain sections for them to come in, then the whole section will come in at a later point, and I've got to be able to display these different effects to the corps as I'm conducting. Establishing eye contact before giving cues is extremely important. This is usually followed by a nod of the head or gestures with the hands. As the music becomes faster or more difficult, the conducting must become much simpler and very precise, especially in situations with extended field coverage. I work under the philosophy that the size of the beat pattern corresponds directly to the tempo of the music. In other words, the slower the tempo, the larger the beat pattern, and vice versa. The drum major's marching style should be as perfect as the rest of his performance, but not necessarily always in a strict military tradition. He should develop a variety of styles so that he can always reflect the cadence or the music being performed. Throughout the entire performance, the drum major must project to the audience the image that the corps is trying to present. It begins 2 counts before that odd section. As field commander, he must be able to project his voice with very clear preparatory commands and a very short and percussive command of execution. Ready, hunt, point, up, detail 10, hunt, ready, hunt, point, up, as it opens up. Mark time, up, up, 2, 3, 4. With perfection of these 4 major roles, the drum major can have a great influence on the entire marching program. He must become an excellent marching performer who can set the perfect example for the corps members to follow. A leader who can take command of his peers. A field conductor who can hold the group together and at the same time inspire them to present a more exciting performance. Finally, a showman, whose individual performance can give that little bit extra that is needed to turn a mediocre response into a thundering ovation.